Hi everyone, it's Laura, and we are back at the garden gate again today for a tour of the front yard. It is mid-March here in Connecticut, Zone 6, so there really isn't a whole lot going on in the front yard, but we'll just have a look and we'll talk about some of the plans for the upcoming season. So thank you for joining me, and let's get started. And right off the bat here, this spooky tree / purple pumpkin combo is where I'm going to be growing my Jack B. Little pumpkins this year. I'm super excited about it. If you didn't see my last video where I made this tree, be sure to check that out. This pumpkin planter is pretty big, so I'll probably put 2 pumpkin plants in there. And then I might throw like a little alyssum or something in the edge of it. Swinging around to this bed that surrounds the maple tree. Looking kind of bare in this area right now, but it will fill in soon. I don't know if I mentioned this is a pre-spring cleanup situation I have going on here, so I have not cut back many of my perennials yet, like all these autumn joy sedums here that you're seeing. They still need to get cut back. I do have a hydrangea in this bed. I have a hibiscus in this bed, a boxwood. And then this little green thing, we get a lot of wild chives and like ground onions in the spring that come up. So that's like a wild chive right there. And then this is a gold mop cypress, I believe. And on this side, I mostly have lavender all lining the edge. And then I have autumn joy sedum. And I also have penstemon planted in between the autumn joy sedums. They were first year last year. I started them from seed, so they didn't bloom last year. Hopefully they will bloom for me this year. We shall see. And in the back of this row, I have a few different kinds of panicle hydrangeas. There's a vanilla strawberry and I believe 2 limelights. I'm really bad about labeling. I don't label anything. I'm really bad about that. I need to be better about that. My brother just got me some really cute little plant markers, so I'm going to use them this year. And back around the base of this tree here, I do have a couple of things that are sort of coming back. There's a columbine in here. I don't know if it's going to make it. It was from seed last year. We'll see about that one. This is a little pansy that's trying to come back from last year. There are a few of them trying to come back. And then I have an oxeye daisy in here. These kind of come up like weeds in our yard, but I really like them, so I will leave that one there. And these little sproutlings are larkspur that self-seeded. I had it planted in here last year. And it's self-seeded, and there's a bunch of little seedlings, and it's very exciting. Plus I have a bunch that I started from seed this year also. So these ones I'll just leave, obviously, and then I have a plan for my other ones that I started from seed as well. But the plan for this spot in particular, I'll let those come up, but mostly this is going to be pansies and alyssum. They have nice shallow roots to be around the tree. That's what I had in here last year, and they looked really cute. So that's what's going to happen again this year. Okay, now let's have a chat about this whole situation. I started this garden like 2 years ago just by covering the grass and killing the grass off. Last year, I started planting some things in here. This year, we're going full steam ahead. We're getting this area totally filled in with plants. The plan for this whole side is to be a rainbow garden. So basically, I'm going to start in the very front of the yard and have it go pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Right? Yes. So what we're looking at here is the end of it. So this is the purple area. I have a purple sand cherry planted in here. That's like a big shrub tree thing. I think that's going to look really cool. It's got dark foliage. I have a couple of purple asters in here. This purple area gets a little bit more shade, and then the blue area will as well. I plan on putting a hydrangea in here. Our hydrangeas in my yard always turn blue, so I'm not concerned about the color of that. I know sometimes they can be pink, but they just are always blue in our yard. With the exception of one that I bought a couple years ago that is like very bright pink, and that I'm going to be putting in the pink section. Actually, I already moved it up to the pink section. So there's not a whole lot in the blue yet. There's not a whole lot going on in the green section yet. I do have a bunch of stuff in the yellow section. I have yarrow in here. There's daffodils coming up. I have a few little ladies' mantle that I got from my sister-in-law last year. At least I think that's what they are. Neither one of us was sure what they are. I think that might be what they are. And then I also have some more oxeye daisy in here. They bloom white, but they have a yellow center. So I'm cool with it being in the yellow section. The orange section has a bunch of daylilies in it. I'm not a huge fan of daylilies. I'm actually going to be digging out a bunch more on the other side of the house and putting them over here. And then moving up into the red and pink area, I've got that pink hydrangea. I have a couple of bright pink bee balms that I got on clearance at the end of the season in here. And I have a really bright pink echinacea as well. So the plan basically is to fill in with a lot of annuals. I'm hoping to get like a petunia in every color to put along the edge. And then if you have been with me for a while, you know I have about 1 billion seedlings. So I'm going to fill in the red area with a lot of those Black Prince red snapdragons. I'm going to put a lot of the blue bachelor's buttons in the blue section. I have some orange milkweed that I can put in the orange section. I just have like so many things started. So I'm hoping to really get this area filled in this year. And just having a quick look at the curb area, this boxwood is looking like it wants a haircut, but I kind of like how shaggy it is at the top. I know I gotta trim off some of the dead stuff, but I think I'm gonna let it be a little bit more wild this year. I have a ton of daffodils coming up, which is kind of funny because I feel like every year after they are done blooming, I go in and I dig up the bulbs because I don't want them here. I don't mind daffodils, but I just don't want them here. I want to put other stuff here. They just keep coming back and I keep thinking that I've got them all, and I move them to the shed in the back. I keep planting them back there and they just keep reappearing. So it's fine. It's all good. But I did plant some crocus bulbs in here this year that I got from Holland Bulbs. So hopefully those will come up as well. And swinging around to the other side of the driveway, yikes. To be honest, I haven't looked at this area in a little while because I put a lot of focus in the backyard. Does anyone else do that? Like, it's where I spend my time. So the backyard is looking just 100% better than the front yard. This strip area is kind of a disaster right now. I have a lot of work to do, but it'll be fine. I'm going to pull out these rose campion, and I'm going to move all of the rose campion into the pink section of my garden because they bloom pink. You can't really see anything in this strip area. There's mostly spotted bee balm, echinacea, and there are a lot of oxeye daisy in here as well. I have to be honest, when I was filming this, I was kind of realizing I really need a lot more evergreen interest in the front here. The back is pleasing to the eye because I have like heucheras in places. I've got some like blue evergreens in places. This little sedum here is amazing. It's looking fantastic. And this was brand new from last year. I love this, but I need like more of this situation. I have another little sedum next to it that is not doing great at all. I don't know if it just doesn't like its spot or if it's just not ready yet. We'll see. I have a ton of old alyssum that needs to get pulled out of there from last year. There's a lot of cleanup to do in this area. And I have a couple of really big projects going on over here as well. The first being the extension of this bed, like a huge extension. It's kind of going to go all the way around. You can see I put a bunch of straw down to try to kill off the grass. There's leaves down. I did as much as I could. And I started to edge the border. I do have a dappled willow that I planted in here. And then I am going to plant that black lace elderberry in here as well. This is a lilac that I'm going to limb up this year after it blooms and give it a nice heavy prune. And then I've got this rock bed thing that I'm working on, which is going to be a rain garden. I have a ton of stuff to put in here as well. And then I do have a lot of rearranging of this end to do, because I'm going to have to pull out this tree. I don't know what I was thinking. That's a Leyland cypress. I put it in last year. It's way too big for that spot. So I'm going to move that. And let's have a look here and see what the heck is going on here with these hydrangeas. I mentioned I was going to take these hydrangeas out. They are 10 years old. And I planted them 10 years ago. And I planted them too close to the house, obviously. You can see. And now I'm trying to get them out. And it is a nightmare. I don't know what the deal is. People say they have shallow roots, but this monster, I'm only on the first one, and it has an enormous taproot that is at least 4 inches around. And you can see how the bay window juts out there. I can get no leverage in the back of the plant. It's a nightmare. So anyway, we're going to figure it out. We're going to get those moved out. I'm going to move them into the side of the house where it's a little bit shadier and they'll get more water over there. It's just going to be a better situation all around. And that's really what's going on in the front yard. If you didn't see my backyard video, check that out, because there's a lot more going on in the backyard in terms of plants. And actually, just in the past couple days, it's been beautiful weather and I've gotten a lot more done. So I will put up a video soon in regards to all those updates in the backyard. I'm excited to share that with you. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I will see you all in the next one. I appreciate you so much. Bye.